What is up, guys? Fans here. We're back today just to look at some farmable teams for the new Dark Hall of Heroes, this Magic Knight Hall of Heroes. And this team, I guess a lot of people know this team as like the fully farmable team for Giants B10. And actually, I would say this Hall of Heroes, if you use any very standard monsters, it's really useful against this Hall of Heroes. Just as long as you have everything, like speed buffs, slows, damage reduction, heals, buff remove, and you don't really need to remove the enemy's buffs, but it's really nice to have someone to remove the enemy's debuffs off your own monsters. So we're gonna start it right now with this team. And actually, I forgot to get my stopwatch. Right, never mind. I'll just start it right now. All right, and we're gonna time this team. So this team has Shannon Bernard. Oh my God, don't die right now. All right, this team has Shannon Bernard. I guess a lot of people will have Shannon Bernard. People that made a team for Giants B10. These two monsters are pretty much staple. Bella, Darien, the standard light trio. I don't like calling them light trio because I don't think Amin's not up there with Bella and Darien. Darien and Bella are like top class monsters, but Amin's only like somewhat useful late game. Konamiya, a lot of people have this monster 6-starred, especially people who followed me for a long time. They see me 6-star this monster. They just some people decide to 6-star this monster as well. And I guess a lot of people do use this monster quite a lot, especially if you don't have any monsters that have immunity. Konamiya can kind of replace that because he can remove the debuffs. So this team's really strong because, well, Bernard, we have him leader because he's the only one that has a leader skill. He has a speed buff that can buff up your entire team to make your team faster. Shannon has the AoE slow to make the enemy slower. Shannon has the defense and attack buff, which increases your team's overall damage and tankiness. We have Darien for the damage reduction. He also has an armor break with a attack debuff, meaning he can lower the enemy's overall attack damage. Belladon for the heal, attack bar fill to get you more turns while healing you up. Belladon also has Seize, which is, I guess some of these levels they have buffs. Like the second part, the Randys, they have like defense buff. It's kind of useful to remove those buffs. It's definitely not necessary, but it's always useful. And he has a defense break, which helps you speed the run up as well. So this team has 3 defense break, 2 attack debuffs, slow buff, and then like Konamiya has a bit of CC with a stun. But Konamiya is mainly here for the piece, just to keep debuffs off you. I think the most important thing for this Hall of Heroes is to remove debuffs, because a lot of these levels have like anti-healing debuffs. I think like 3 of the 2 Magic Knights have anti-healing debuff, and it's really useful to remove those. So this part right here is probably the hardest part of the whole entire dungeon. This Dark Barbarian King, his 3rd skill is insanely OP. It basically grants him another turn whenever he uses it. Well, it doesn't 100% grant him another turn. It has a 25% chance for him to gain another turn. And then when he gains another turn, he uses his 3rd skill again. That has a 25% chance to gain another turn, which can, if you're unlucky enough, it might just end up killing one of your monsters, or it might end up killing like 2 monsters or your entire team, because that is just pure RNG. There really is no way to counter that besides having maybe a very tanky light monster just to just soak up some damage. So right here I have my Bella, Darien. I wouldn't say like they're pure tanks, but they're somewhat tanky. They're monsters that I've ruined with HP and defense, so they're pretty tanky. The chances of them dying are pretty low. I've ran this Hall of Heroes, I guess maybe only 4 or 5 times. I just woke up and started farming this. And it's it's actually not that hard compared to the previous Hall of Heroes. I guess the main reason for this Hall of Hero being like somewhat easy is because they don't have like AoE armor break. So or any armor break at all. They don't have like a single armor break. Because if they armor break, there's a high chance of like all 5 monsters focusing on one of your monsters, and then that can sometimes get you killed, especially if you're not running a reviver. So this Hall of Heroes has like no armor break. The Magic Knights themselves aren't exactly like super strong. They don't have like really OP skills. Um, the Magic Knights, if you have the proper runes, they could provide a lot of utility. Mainly like the spare runes for the anti-CC. Alright, so over here is another pretty, like the second hardest part of this dungeon. These light Magic Knights and Dark Succubus, they have a chance to put anti-healing debuff, which stops your team from healing up. So it's really useful to have like Konamiya, or if you have Veromos, that's probably even better, because Veromos can remove debuffs every single turn. Konamiya can only do every 3 turns. And sometimes, like, you don't want to have Bella healing up while you have the anti-healing debuff on. So we're just gonna wait for them to. Oh my god, I think my Kona might die. Yeah, my Kona's gonna die here, but it should be fine. I should be able to kill the boss without Konamiya. Because Bella healed just now while Konamiya had the healing debuff. Alright, it's already 6 minutes. This team is definitely not fast. It's a pretty stable team, I would say. Except Konamiya died just now. This is probably the best I can do with a fully farmable team. If I don't even include Veromos. But I'll show a team later with something I recommend more. Alright, we are at the last part. It's already 6 minutes and a half. Yeah, this part's actually easier than the last, because they don't have like a lot of random really crazy debuffs. Oh, she actually did some pretty good damage. That was like 8,000 on my Darien, who only has like 30k HP. So if he used her third skill on a boss, I would say it would probably hit pretty hard. This gravity shot. Oh no, Darien, don't die. Oh my. Shannon needs to put glancing on her. Seven minutes in. I think we're fine. I think if I kill her before my Darien dies, it should be okay. Oh my god, 12k. Okay, this might fail. This might fail right here. This team is definitely not 100%. I wouldn't say this is 100%. This is like I guess there would be a pretty high chance of this failing if if my Shannon stunned them less. I probably would have died already by now. Like my Darien would probably be dead. My Shannon would probably be dead at this point. But it looks like I'll be able to clear it this clear. Definitely not gonna say this team is 100%, and I don't think we need this team to be 100%, because this team is just a team of like fully 100% farmable monsters. And if you're farming B3, the chances are you probably have stronger monsters. I'm just showing this for the sake of, well, I guess for the sake of like finding a fully farmable team. Alright, it is almost 9 minutes. This is probably going to be the longest run ever. But yeah, because no dots, no nothing. We're going to be testing a few more teams. A few monsters that I'm probably going to be testing out are like Veromos, Bretta. Those seem like pretty good teams, pretty good monsters. Okay, so we're going to take out Darien. Actually, no, not Darien. We're going to take out Konamiya. I'm going to put in Veromos leader for the HP, and then Shannon Bernard, Darien Bella. people who have seen this team, this is my most recommended starter Giants B10 team. Um, Pretty much all monsters are farmable except for Veromos, who is, well, fusible. It's easier to get the Wind Lizardman than summon a Nat 5, so yeah. The Wind Lizardman, the Fire Bounty or Fire Beast Hunter. Alright, we're gonna restart the timer. That took like over 9 minutes just now with that previous team. But hopefully this team can do it faster. Alright, so the difference between this team and the team I had just now, oh my god, what the fuck, is the difference in the leader skill. Veromos has that nice HP leader, 33%, which makes my whole entire team a lot tankier. Besides that, he basically does the same job as Konamiya. He's here to remove debuffs, and he also has some utility. He has stun, which, you know, if against PV, like most of these monsters, they don't have immunity, they don't have high resistance. You can just stun them, and they'll just basically do less damage to your team. Like, it's just standard TOA strategy. Stun the shit out of your enemy. So we're gonna, I think this run will take around 7 minutes. I'm estimating it should take around 7 minutes or so. And yeah, this team is pretty stable. It's like you can't go wrong with this. You cannot go wrong with this. This team right here can solo, well, not solo out, not can auto. I mean, this team can auto like almost all of PvE. I would say probably it can do Giants B10. It can do all the halls on B10. It can do dragons all the way up to B9, and not sure where it can get on Necro dungeon because, well, I don't have a lot of multi hits on this team, but it can probably clear like most of TOA normal with this. I would say you can clear like 90% of TOA using this exact team. And even if you can't, like most of the time for those other like 10 levels that you can't clear on TOA, you probably just switch out one of your monsters, like maybe Darien, switch in a Beretta or something, and then you can clear all 100 floors of TOA. Alright, so yeah, my team is a lot tankier this time because of Veromos' leader skill and his dots, which helps me kill the Dark Barbarian King a lot faster. So I'm not in, I wouldn't say I'm not in any risk of dying. I'm in less risk of dying or something like that. Man, it's been a week and I can't even talk. I can't even talk at all. So I took a break from like streaming and YouTubing and stuff for like, oh wait, no, it's been more than a week. It's been like 2 weeks, and now I can't talk. So yeah, this team I'm pretty happy with. I can probably do this 100% clear, near 100% clear. There's no 100% clear here because that Dark Barbarian King is just too scary. He has the potential to kill your entire team in one turn. That's how much RNG is involved with that monster. So that's something you gotta have to watch out for. Oh man, the anti-healing debuffs. That other debuff's pretty annoying too. It stops your skills, like your second and third skills. It puts them on like, what? Oh shit, excuse me. It doesn't put them on cooldown, but it makes it so you can't use it for 2 turns. Yeah, we pretty much have no one falling low. Even if someone dies at this point, it's pretty easy. Like, I think the other 4 members should be able to kill the boss. Oh man. Oh man, that hurt. Oh, I know what the most dangerous part about this this dungeon is. It's still the Dark Barbarian King, but if he kills your Bella, if he decides to target your Bella, who is light, um, then you're gonna have to run the rest of the dungeon without a healer, and that's probably not possible. And you're just gonna wipe at some point, maybe the level before this one, because you have no heals. But besides that, I think you should be able to clear it. Like even if he decides to target Darien and kills Darien, you should be fine. Yeah, just like Veromos, Shannon, Bernard, and Bella should be able to four-man the last 3 levels of this dungeon. So it's almost 6 minutes. I estimated 7, which means it did better than my estimation. So yeah, that is it's 6 minutes exactly. That is my most recommended team. We're gonna be testing out a few more teams. This one I'm gonna try to take out Darien, and I'm going to put in Beretta. I'm actually gonna put in Beretta as leader, and then Veromos is non-leader. Okay, this one I'm not sure if it's gonna work. I hope it works. If it works, then this is probably one of the better teams, and I guess a lot of people have these monsters like Beretta, Veromos. They're like fusible, so a lot of people have those monsters. Alright, we're going to test this and see how fast it goes. Now this is a lot riskier without Darien's damage reduction, but like I'm basically following like the general principles of making a Giants B10 team. Like if you can do it with 4-man, you can take out your Darien, put in a DPS. If you can get even better clears, you can possibly take out, Shannon or something. I'd probably be taking out Shannon next, and then putting in another damaged monster. The team I run this on full auto with, I didn't time it yet, but it's probably my fastest team. I use Verd leader, Beretta, Theomars, Veromos, and Belladon. That's my team that I'm using to farm this Hall of Heroes. I think this one's definitely doable with like 2 or 3 nukers if you have very strong nukers, and they have like really good runes, because they can't be too squishy. If they're too squishy, they're just gonna die immediately. This is Hall of Heroes B3. The mobs are level 40, 46. They actually hit quite hard. Like that Dark Magic Knight hit my Darien for like 12k, which is quite a lot. Okay, so this team kind of relies on CC a little bit because I have my Veromos with his stun, Shannon with Despair Runes, and Beretta with Despair Runes as well. So I'm not sure if I absolutely need to stun them, but I'm pretty sure that I would never be able to clear this if I don't get a single stun off. Like if I think like if I imagine I don't know, how do I say this? Imagine me doing this dungeon with this exact same team, but none of my Despairs or my Veromos stun procced. I don't think I can do this dungeon. Like, if it never procs, I probably would not be able to complete this dungeon. But at the same time, I don't think I'm absolutely like relying on my units to stun the enemy. I'm just hoping that, every time Veromos does his stun, maybe 1 or 2 of the enemy units are stunned, and that's usually enough to help me clear this. Alright, this team seems a little bit less stable because my Veromos is falling a little bit low, but it definitely is going to be much faster than my previous team, because when you take out Darien and put in someone that has damage, well, like Beretta, he's a tanky monster, but he does do a lot of damage in PvE because of his dots. And I switched out Veromos' HP leader for Berta's speed leader, which makes my team go faster, and then I get more turns to do more damage. So those two things combined usually help speed up the run quite a lot. It's around 3 minutes ish, and I have completed the fourth part. So this one probably should take around 5 minutes or so. I think. Maybe I'm being a bit too optimistic. It might still take 6 minutes, or near 6 minutes. I might have only cut down the time by like 30 seconds. If at all. No, wait, never mind. I think this is yeah, I think this is a win. And this is interesting. The monsters aren't actually that tanky. If I have some armor break on them, I can actually take them down quite fast. But dots are always really useful. Alright, it's around 4 minutes-ish. Oh man, she silenced my Bernard. Stopped him from using his third skill. Alright, there. Now my team's sped up. Alright, that did like 5k, no crit. Which is somewhat scary. Means that I can do a lot higher damage if it crits. But my Belladon does have very, very high defense. So that's probably why I only did 5k to him. Alright, it's 5 minutes-ish. Come on. Alright, I cut down the time by around 30 seconds. It's like 5 minutes, 30 seconds-ish for this run. So I guess you shouldn't you should be okay if you just run the like Veromos Darien team. Besides this one. And right now I guess I'm going to, I don't know, maybe try to put in a nuker or something. I always use my Theomars. I guess I can use one of my friend's monsters. How about Sigmaris? I think Sigmaris is pretty nice. Should I use Berta leader or Sigmaris leader? I think Sigmaris leader will be a lot more stable. I'm gonna put in Sigmaris leader because I'm a pussy or something. And then we're gonna run this Sigmaris Berta Veromos team. Okay, hopefully this gets me the fastest run, and if this is ever like even able to clear it at all. If it isn't, then it's there's no point talking about like running a 3 DPS team. Well, actually, I'll only say this is only a 2 DPS team. Berta is somewhat tanky, so I guess you can't count him as like pure DPS because his damage just comes from his dots, not his nukes. Oh, I think this team can definitely do it. I haven't tested it with Theomars yet, but I think Sigmaris would probably be better than Sigmars. What did I say? Sigmaris is better than Sigmaris. No. Sigmaris is better than Theomars because of the HP leader skill and his attack debuff, his AoE attack debuff, which stops the enemy from hitting too hard. Randy's such an interesting monster. Like all his skills scale with attack. Well, his first and second skill, but his third skill is like a defense and crit buff, which is really weird. because he doesn't scale with defense. But he works really well when you use him, when you pair him up with like the living armors, especially Copper, who does insane damage once you buff up his defense. And this actually works pretty well. It's only 2 minutes and I'm like halfway through. I should have built a Sigmaris or something. I could probably like take out Veromos too and then just put in Sigmaris. Actually no, that would probably that would probably get wrecked. Oh shit, he's dead. Okay, I spoke too soon. He's gone. Sigmaris has just disappeared. Alright, we're gonna see if this team is able to complete this with only 4 members left. There's still the light part with a bunch of anti-healing and the boss stage. I think this team can definitely do the boss stage as long as no one else dies at the light part. But this part's kind of risky because I just lost my nukes. Alright, that looks like a pretty stable clear. Kind of, I hope. Oh crap. Oh no, oh no, oh no. My Bella just healed while he had anti-healing debuff. If I lose Veromos now, I don't think I can 3-man the boss. Oh man, come on. Okay, I got lucky. I got lucky. Oh man, this is this is really exciting. Oh, running it with 2 nukers makes me nervous as fuck. Don't do that. Just if you're unless you're super confident, just stick with Shannon Bernard. That's probably what we've learned here today. Because defense buff and slow does quite a lot for your team. It's 4 minutes in, almost 5 minutes. With Sigmaris dying, this is actually not that bad. I think it's still 5 minutes and 30 seconds. If Sigmaris didn't die, it probably would be a lot faster. Like, you know, I'd probably already be done by now. But yeah, Sigmaris is like squishy by itself, and that wind stage has 3 wind magic knights, who's gonna attack any water units that you put in this dungeon. I guess the safest element that you can have in this dungeon is probably like dark, because only at the last part there's like 3 light monsters. Actually, no, the death knights are pretty scary. I think any dark nuker would probably die to them as well. Maybe wind. Wind probably doesn't have that much risk of dying. There's a lot of water monsters here too. So that was around like 5 minutes 30 seconds ish. Basically just run Sigmaris. Oh, I mean don't run Sigmaris, don't run any nukers, just run Shannon Bernard. Run if you need to run nukes, like probably the best thing you could run is like Bretta instead of like a pure nuker, because you can just use DOS to take down the boss. And unless you're really confident, if you're really confident, then just run like all nukes and then maybe have 1 healer and you can just plow through this. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. That was like 30 minutes of me testing out random teams for Hall of Heroes. But I guess we're pretty close. Like we have some farmable, feasible teams that we can use for this dungeon. So it shouldn't be too hard for most people to do this, because you know Veromos and Beretta are pretty common monsters, and so are Shannon Bernard. Like I guess almost everyone has a Shannon Bernard that they use for Giants B10. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have a set schedule like starting next week because school's starting and stuff. So I'm gonna have my schedule set, and we're basically just gonna start my just like my next season of like YouTubing and streaming or something like that. Either way, peace out. And I don't know. Wait, what?